Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you, and welcome to another episode of Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this 9 a.m. Eastern Time hour. How are you guys doing today? How was your weekend? Was it good? Was it wonderful? Are you tired this week? I know a lot of us had we'll call it a roller coaster. We'll call it a roller coaster weekend. It was a little nutty, lots of ups and downs and amazing things and challenging things and all of that. But you know, that's it's kind of the way that life goes, right? We just kind of roll with it, and we're going to be talking about that later on in the week with Olivia Ambani. But today, Danielle Valero is usually our Flashback Friday queen, but she is here with us this morning for a little Manic Monday. We're going to talk about visibility culture. Are we safer now than we used to be? Are we? There's a lot of people that I think feel more unsafe these days than we did in the 80s and 90s. Is it just perception? Are people just more visible now, or how has social media played into this? We're going to have that discussion coming up here shortly. Let me know what is bringing you joy in your life today. I have a couple things I want to share with you today. So, first, Friday, we had a breaking news episode of The Ripley Show, which happened at 12 o'clock on Friday. And it was very exciting because Ripley officially opened to all of the beta folks that all of us that have been waiting to officially be in and not just beta testing anymore on the Ripley platform. And so that opened to all of us on Friday. It was very exciting. And it is opening to the public today, everybody. So very excited about that. And it has been so thrilling to be on the ground floor of such an incredible platform. I have done a lot of work behind the scenes with the creator of the platform, getting ready for launch, bringing it to the world, and I'm excited about. It's not even just about the platform. It's really about the possibilities of how we change this social media culture and really go back to, I said it last week, checking on our neighbors. If we're creating relationships with people online, but a lot of it is so surface level. It's so fake to be on Facebook and be like, I have 5,000 friends, like, really? Are we checking in on each other? Are we willing to go deeper in relationships? And so there's a lot to this conversation, and I really feel like Ripley is on the forefront of creating a new space socially, but then also on the business side of things, you have office spaces that are forever office spaces. Somebody could always stop in and book an appointment, or stop by and say hi, or work with you in different ways. It's not a Zoom room that you open up for an hour and then shut down and that's it. It's a place where your business lives. And so I'm so excited about what's to come with Ripley. So make sure you guys follow along with that. And when it opens up officially, I will come on and give you guys some breaking news for that as well, for when it opens up for the world. Hopefully today was the plan, so we'll see. And what else is going on? So on let's see, Saturday we had a deep dive in Ripley to talk about the launch and everything, and then yesterday, it was the 1 year anniversary of mine and Brittany Floyd's book, There Will Be Hugs. And I'm so excited that it's currently sitting at number 4 on one of the bestseller lists again. And so I'm very thrilled about that. So definitely go and get your copy. It's completely free for the next couple of days over on the Kindle version over on Amazon. And I will drop the link in the comments for you guys in a little bit. But so that was really exciting. And it always reminds me that it of my grandfather, because we launched on my grandfather, what would have been my grandfather's birthday. And so I went over to the cemetery yesterday and did my little visit, and I always go into the mausoleum and sing some songs, and because I love the acoustics in there, and just visit with my grandparents for a minute, and so that was nice. And then went to Michael's Dairy to get first ice cream of 2026, which is on the campus of Mitchell College in New London, Connecticut, which is where I went to college for a short time. So always nice to go back there as well. What else is going on today? Lots in the news that don't necessarily bring me a whole lot of joy in the news itself, but it will tie into, of course, our flashback Manic Monday episode today. So we'll talk about that when Danielle comes on as well. Miss Sang D is here in that VIP seat. Happy Monday. It is time officially to get the party started, everybody. And yes, I feel the same face right now because it's Manic Monday. I'm tired this morning. Hello over on LinkedIn. Good to see you today. Thank you. This is the other one. I wore the first one I got on Friday's episode, and this is the other one. So we're playing with them. I do think the other one is a little bit closer to my glasses color, but I'm feeling this red one too. We'll see. As you guys I've been sharing the breaking news. This is important news, people, of being on a red lipstick journey over here, trying to find which ones I like the most. And so I think I like the other one. I think that other one on Friday takes the top spot, but I'm enjoying the journey nonetheless. It's a fun time. Everybody get ready because it is time to flashback, throwback, but on a Monday. So we're calling it Manic Monday. And everybody, please welcome back to the show. Danielle Valero's here. It's Flashback Friday on a Monday. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know you, poor Jay. Listen, Danielle has not felt 100%, and I have, I've been through that myself. Over the last several years of doing these shows, where I wake up and I'm like, oh, just, not 100%. But you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. A little facial cream and a little spritz always helps. Little lipstick.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Does wonders.
It does that. So I want to talk about some news at first, because we were chatting before we came on the show. There's been a lot over the weekend that has come out. Every time you're on the show, we kind of go nostalgic and we talk about 80s, 90s pop culture things. And so I want to mention these things because they're a pretty big deal over the weekend. Yesterday, Patrick Muldoon passed away. Now, a lot of people might remember him from Days of Our Lives, Melrose Place. He also had a small role for some time on Saved by the Bell. And that was very controversial on Saved by the Bell because he was a teacher and had a little fling with Tiffany Amber Thiessen's character, Kelly Kapowski. And that's something now that when you see that in the news, that's like a no. But there were people who were cheering on that relationship back then. Do you remember that?
Cheering?
I mean, like, that were like, oh, they're so good together or whatever else. But at the same time, like, she had been involved with, Zach. And then, she was just kind of like, everybody loved Kelly. But then I think it was challenging because, Patrick Muldoon wasn't bad to look at.
No.
He's a good looking guy, right? And so, it's hard to kind of process through that of he was dating a student on the show and was quite a bit older. But I don't know. What do you remember about that?
I remember him mostly from Melrose Place. But I do it's very fuzzy, but I do remember that whole thing. And I just think, I was young back then, so I probably didn't think too much about it. I was probably
right.
Probably not good, but also I don't think I care.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
Now that I'm a parent, I'm like,
it's a different story.
not. Yes.
It's a different story now, right? Yes.
Exactly.
And so it was really sad. He had a heart attack. He passed away. He was 57 years old yesterday. Really sad. That's super young, guys.
That's
and
so young.
So we send lots of love to his family and friends and all of that. And then another one, Mindy Cohn, 59 years old. You might remember her from the Facts of Life show in the 80s. Love that show. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life. You guys remember that? But she announced over the weekend that she has been taking a social media break because she has had been diagnosed with cancer, and so she's been going through that journey, and said that she's really kept it privately, and but she's been battling breast cancer for the last 5 years, and so really interesting. And that has to be hard too, right? Because the celebrities are in the limelight, and to have to go through something like that so publicly, like, it doesn't surprise me at all, and it doesn't even bother me when they choose to keep it, to themselves, because that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then another one over the weekend, Christina Applegate, who you guys might know from Married with Children, a ton of movies, and just an amazing actress. We've known for quite some time that she has MS, but she has been hospitalized the last several weeks. And so that came out over the weekend as well, that she hasn't been doing great. And so it was sad. It was sad to hear that as well, that she's not doing as well as we hope, because I think she had an upswing for quite some time, but that, MS is such a roller coaster, and I know you know a lot about that as well.
Yeah, it is. It is like a roller coaster, because you get like, you'll feel good for a while, and then all of a sudden out of commission.
Right. So lots going on, and it's hard, when we hear these things, and these people that were, staples of our childhood, or bring back a lot of memories, and we hear that they've passed on, or they're going through some things. And we've had episodes about that before, where there's a lot of people that are like, I don't understand how you could be so upset over somebody that you don't even know, but it just takes you back. Like, I hear a song or watch a show or a movie, and I'm like taken right back to that time, and so they really do impact our lives in a lot of different ways. And don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Oh gosh, boy, do I love that. Is very nostalgic, that movie right there. Oh
yes.
The fashion show towards the end, like those outfits.
So good. Yeah. But anyway, so that's what's been going on in the news. And in addition, it's a big week here in Connecticut, because the House and the Senate are back in session. And this has been a short legislative session here in the state of Connecticut. And so, meaning like it ends May 6th. May 6th is the final day that any bills can be passed in 2026 in the state of Connecticut, because it is an election year. So it's always a short session when people have to vote come later in the year. But all of these bills that we have been watching are coming up to the House and the Senate for their votes this next few weeks. So definitely keep an eye out. I do know that some of the medical mandate bills and the homeschooling bills are up for votes this week. And so make sure you guys are paying attention to what's happening in the state of Connecticut if you are here, and call, stop by your legislator's office and tell them what's up. Tell them what's up. That's what I'll say about that. All right. We're going to take a super quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about our topic, visibility culture. Are we safer now or back in the 90s and 80s? And we'll be right back after this.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Project Joy Live. Today is Monday. It's Snoop Dogg's Day today, April 20th, 2020.
Shoot, I forgot about that.
Did everyone leave their milk and cookies out for Snoop Dogg last night? So funny. His Facebook page said that last night. Don't forget to leave your milk and cookies out for me tomorrow. It always cracks me up every year. Happy 420, everybody. All right. So today we're talking about visibility culture. A lot of us feel that we were safer back in the 80s and 90s, and the question is that were we actually safer, or have things like social media and the shock factor and all of those things impacted how what the truth of that? So what are your initial thoughts about this topic, Danielle?
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like we weren't safer back then. I don't think we're safer now. I think we know more now. And me as a parent, knowing more makes me not want to be so, like, you become more protective, you become more aware.
Right.
Unfortunately, letting my kids spend the night at their friend, like my mom growing up, she didn't care.
Right.
She didn't even know any of the people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
She kicked me out of the house all day long, didn't know where I was, as long as I came back for dinner.
Yeah.
And I think growing up with no protection, when I became a parent, I probably did the total opposite. I'm what you would call like a helicopter mom. Because, listen, nobody's replacing my children, and it's my duty to keep them safe and protected. So, yeah, I may look like the mean mom, but I have my reasons for why. Even now, my 15-year-old, or he's about to be 15, he gets so frustrated with me. He's like, why can't I just go and do what I want to do? Why can't I just go walking around in the woods and go explore? And no.
We have three children. So I follow a lot of different, as I'm sure you do, follow a lot of different local pages on Facebook and things like that. We had 3 children, by the way, this weekend between Connecticut and Stonington that went missing.
Yeah.
3
it
kids.
Happens all the time.
Over the weekend. Yeah. And we know what you're saying, that it happens all the time. And it's hard sometimes to be that parent that's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And, a lot of people be like, oh, well, you had so much freedom back, in the 90s and 80s, and kids were able to just go figure it out and go do whatever, go explore and just ride your bikes wherever and have fun. But I am a realist, and I remember situations that I was put into as a child.
Yep.
I know what it's like to not feel protected and not feel like my parents cared about who I was around and what I was doing, what weirdos were going to be there. And I mean, I live next door to one of the biggest, I don't want to say the word on air because I don't know if I'm allowed to, but one of the biggest. And, so and I slept over my neighbor's house all the time. Yeah. And my parents had no idea. Yep. And so it's like, because I think I went through that, like as a parent now, I'm definitely way more protective. I'm like the total opposite of what parents were like back then, because they would just let you do whatever.
Right. And I think, and there's a couple things. I think one, to speak to the culture back then. I mean, pretty much everybody was like that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our parents were doing anything that was like different than, what anybody else's parents, because we were all experiencing that. You go outside, you go play until the lights come on, period, end of story. Like, that's just what you do.
Right.
And so it was just a very different time. I think my grandparents in general were a tad more cautious about like,
Mm-hmm.
are you sure you want to do that? But it still wasn't, definitely wasn't, like how I am now, which is kind of like, I need to know what's happening and what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel responsible, as we should, as
Yeah.
parents, and so some of this topic, the first thing that comes up: were we actually safer in the 80s and 90s, or just less aware? So here's what some of the data actually says. Violent crime in the United States actually peaked in the early 1990s, especially around 1991. Since then, it has dropped dramatically by roughly 50% or more, depending on the measure. And from 93 to 2022, violent and property crime both fell about 71%. So, translation for this is, we were not actually safer back then. Statistically, it was one of the most dangerous periods in modern United States history, but it felt safer because we didn't have the level of awareness that we
Exactly.
have today. And then
Exactly.
I have some challenges with that though too, because I think that awareness doesn't always, I mean, yes, I don't think anybody will argue that it's good to be aware of things,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think there's a lot in our faces now that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily need to be in our faces
Oh,
now, shock factor wise.
yes.
We
Yes.
see a lot more that I think it would be effective enough to be like, so we're not doing this because, instead of showing the whole graphic damn video. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Oh, I
different.
know. And
Yeah.
it makes your stomach churn, and it affects me so much when I see stuff like that. Anything with like children and animals, like, and I'm not saying I don't care about adults, but like it just affects me differently, and
Yeah.
like literally want to vomit when I see stuff like that. And I don't
Right.
like seeing it. I don't. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is too much. Why is this in my face? Like,
Well, and we're seeing it even more now with movies and TV and all of that as well. Like, there's
mm-hmm.
a lot more shown now than there used to be. And I'm just not, I know it doesn't 100% tie into, the actual safety that we're talking about, but I'm
Right.
not sure that that helps anything.
No.
It being so, because people walk around in fear. And I think that's
Yeah.
part of it, is why our parents were so lax back then, is because they didn't see it in
Yeah.
there. It wasn't in their face all
Yeah.
the time. So, I think, take the good, take the bad, back to the facts of life, I guess. But what did kids gain from having more freedom back then? So in the 80s and 90s, kids had significantly more unsupervised outdoor play. Come home when the street lights come on wasn't just a saying, that was like the normal.
Yeah.
That's, most people heard that. Now kids have less independent mobility, more structured, supervised, and indoor time. So research says that their declines in youth crime and risky behavior are partially linked to less unsupervised time and more digital engagement. Though we do see, with the digital engagement, a lot of those things have increased.
Yeah.
Online bullying, suicide after things like
True.
that. And so it's, again, there's a trade-off. Kids
Yeah.
today may be safer statistically, but they also have less independence, fewer real-world problem-solving
Yeah,
experiences.
that's true. Mm-hmm.
Makes me a little bit worried if we have like an apocalypse or something like that. Less earned confidence. And so, what do you feel about that? Like, do you ever worry that being more protective will somehow result in like less experiences? Because I've thought about that before.
Yeah, that's something you struggle with, for sure. And I do feel like there's definitely been a shift with kids being more independent. So back, I remember being way more independent in my teen years than watching my kids in their teen years being
Yeah.
they're not, they're more dependent. So I do see, I don't know if that's a culture thing. I don't know if that's because, you're more protective. I don't know if that's the school system and they're not teaching them enough of real life scenarios and situations, like how to balance a checkbook and how to do your taxes and stuff like that. That's like real life stuff that you need to know going into adulthood that I feel like a lot of kids these days don't know. So I don't know if it's all going to fall on the fact that parents are more protective. I'm sure that has a little to do with it, but there's a lot of other things at play too, I feel like.
Right. Well, I mean, you talk about like you said, taxes and things like that.
Yeah.
Back when we went to school, we had home ec,
Yep.
we had a lot of not a lot, but I feel like we had more um opportunity to do these
Yes.
sort of real life things,
Mm-hmm.
and we even had longer recess times
Yep.
and more arts programs and things like that, and
Yep.
so much of that has gotten cut from the budget from the school system, and it's part of what I had someone say to me last week there, because Leah came in. You guys know Leah, that helps co-host on the show here. She's 9 years old. She came in and she's like, I want to make onion rings. And I was like, okay. I said, you need to look up a recipe. You need to write down the ingredients. You need to find out which things we have versus which things we need from the store, and make me a grocery list and make sure, everything's ready to go in the kitchen. And my friend looked at me and they were like, she's 9. And I was like, yeah. And she knows how to provide for herself, which I think is a really good thing.
That
um
is.
and so, but it was just like, they were like, she has so much autonomy, like I don't understand. Like, they were just like sort of mind blown a little bit. Now, it's not always like that. If they come to me and say they want to build a rocket to the moon, I don't think we'll be doing that today, but it's onion rings, for Christ's sake. So it's
She's
not
good
that
though.
big
I
of a deal.
watched her haggle at the 90s con with the guy. Like, she ended up getting free stuff, guys. Like, she's good. I'm like, can you go and haggle for me?
Right. That's what comes of having somebody like her dad in sales. As long as he's been, he's taught her well, but
She's
these are
good.
real life skills. These are real life
Yes, they
skills that
are
a lot of
though.
us are missing as adults, honestly. So but going into a couple other things with this. So we talked about, like, fear culture has increased awareness, created more fear. And the truth is that it has. Despite crime dropping, many Americans believe crime is rising. And it's a well documented perception gap, they call it. Media and political narratives often amplify worst case scenarios, not averages. Back in the 90s, media narratives like super predators fueled fear driven policy and perception. Today, social media acts like a fear amplifier on steroids. Viral clips, local incidents feel global, rare events feel common. And I saw a lot of this fairly recently. I saw that there was something like in a local group, somebody was like, downtown New London, this is going on. Well, I got curious, because I was like, is this for real? So I drove down there. There was nothing happening. There was nothing happening. Nothing was there. And I'm talking about, like, while they said it was going on, there was nothing. So you never know what is actually going
No.
on and what is being fueled or made up completely on social media.
Right.
Um, all right. So, finding joy today. So, how do we recreate freedom and joy in a more visible world? And this is where we can kind of say, okay, here's the facts of what's going on, but how can we be more empowered in what we're experiencing? So, we know that the truth is that statistically, we are living in a safer area overall than the 80s and 90s. But emotionally, we feel more anxious because we see everything, we process everything, and we rarely disconnect from all of it that we're being bombarded with. That's another big issue.
Oh, yeah.
So some ways to recreate that 90s freedom feeling, if you will. Intentional disconnection, not ignorance, but boundaries. Are there ways that you intentionally disconnect from like social media or the news or whatever else?
Yeah, if I feel like I'm scrolling, I like literally just am like, you know what? This does not feel good right now. I don't like what I'm seeing. It's giving me anxiety, it's stressing me out. So I find something else to do, an activity. And we have some housework I gotta go get done, go out with my chickens, hang out with them. Or sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I should just watch an old movie. Like the other day, I watched Blue Lagoon, but the second one, and I actually liked it better than the first one, which is
I don't
crazy.
even remember seeing the first one. I'm gonna go back.
With Brooke Shields.
I'm sure I've seen parts of it, but it's one. Yeah.
I don't know why I loved it so much that I would rewatch that one and never thought to like ever rewatch the second one. I probably only saw the second one once so long ago that I didn't even remember. And it was actually way better. I don't know. But like, yeah, I'll just go do that to like, you got to kind of like get away from it. Just shut it off, shut the noise off for a while. Cause it's so overwhelming and it really does cause a lot of anxiety.
Right. It does, for sure. I think it's important we've had this conversation recently about disconnection. Sang was on the show last Friday, and she has a whole course or a whole class that she gives to people about disconnecting from social media. And so she does a lot of amazing work with that. But also, we talked about like how some of us, our businesses kind of revolve around social media. Like our entire start on the network here was on Facebook alone. We weren't on YouTube in the beginning and all of that. And so social media, it's hard to balance that out when you are connected for business or other reasons, and it's hard to kind of figure out what that harmony looks like, what that relationship to social media looks like. But I do have more days now, and I think writing down this is what I want to accomplish on whatever platform I'm on, and then go like stick by it. Say, I'm going to make a post. I'm going to check in with Danielle, and then I'm logging off, like
you got to be like this.
Yes. You have to learn to put your blinders on.
Blinders on.
Absolutely.
I have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Right. The next tip to recreate that 90s freedom feeling, localize your world again. Do things in your community. Pay attention to what's going on with your world locally instead of all of the global chaos. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to stick your head in the sand about it, but it can help to narrow things down a little bit to that very important question, what can I do? Because we can't necessarily get our hands dirty in Africa or in the Middle East or whatever else is going on, to look at those things that are happening locally, though the last couple of years here in Connecticut have been a real fun time, so sometimes that's challenging as well, I will admit that, but then going local further, I think, is important. What is happening in your house, in your household? What's the level of peace and joy that you're experiencing in your home? Like rein it in as far as you can, because the last step is what's going on in here. So there's that.
Ooh, we went deep.
Uh-oh, this is a lot for 9 o'clock in the morning,
deep.
You guys.
Deep on a Manic Monday.
All right. So another thing, letting kids and ourselves experience controlled independence. If you hear that phrase, controlled independence, what is that? Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, you're not totally giving in to where it's going to make you uncomfortable. But also it's kind of like that balance. You also want to give them their independence and let them feel like they have some freedom. So it's kind of like a compromise. Like, for me, for my situation, my youngest son, he's 14, and I brought him and one of his friends and my grandson, and they all went to Quasi Amusement Park. Me and my other daughter, we went to go on the water side to just kind of relax, read a book, whatever. I said, go ahead, you guys, take your phones, go on the rides, check in with me, go have fun. I knew they knew not to leave. We were all in the same area, and it was the three of them together. And I said, stay together and go have fun.
Yeah.
Have your phones on you in case I need to reach you or you need to reach me. Right. And that was my little bit of independence, because I'm still there. I'm still in the park with them, but I'm letting them have their freedom at the same time. So, and they're teenagers. So I'm like, if they were like 7 years old, maybe not, but.
Right. Well, I think it can be important for us, at least where I'm concerned, to lean into the conveniences that we do have today, because, we didn't have cell phones when we were little to be able to check in. Our idea of checking in sometimes was calling collect and not like, I'm Jessica, I'm at the beach, I'm okay, bye. And like hanging up before they would accept the call, to have to pay for whatever. Like that was pretty much it from a payphone. And so I'm always, I'm sure that they love me for this, but I'm always going on and on and on in my house with my kids about the importance of communication and letting, because I even let people know where I am. Like just going like, hey, I'll message my husband or something, and it has nothing to do with control. It has everything to do with safety and just having somebody be aware of where you are, so that if something somebody knows where you are if something happens. You just never know. So we're always trying to talk about leaning into modern conveniences like a cell phone, guys. Just check in, let somebody know you're okay. And so the last part is choosing what inputs shape your reality. And that kind of goes back a little bit to the boundaries and things on social media, but also like, I don't really read a whole lot of the newspaper anymore or watch news broadcasts unless there's something very specific that I'm tuning in for. Like if somebody tips me off and says, hey, you might want to check out this article or this, news broadcast or something like that. But also, like I said, a lot of the things that come into even movies and music and TV and all of that are just like, we are bombarded with information. And I think it's important to pay attention to what are those inputs, and getting into a deeper conversation. Like, are you only hearing things from one source? Because if that's the case, you're probably not hearing the whole truth of a situation, even if it's completely backing up what you feel. Saying has one rule, that at least one person knows where I am. And that's it. I think it's important to be safe. It's important to be safe. So we didn't lose safety into going into now. We really lost simplicity. Back then we had less information, less stimulation, less comparison, less exposure. And now we have more awareness, more connection, but also more overwhelm because of all of that. So there's a trade-off that's happened. And I think it's always important to evaluate for yourself how you can decrease the stress, anxiousness, all of that in your own life, and increase things like safety and, of course, joy. You have any final thoughts about this topic?
I guess my final thought is, as much as as I was saying, like things could have happened or things did happen. It wasn't necessarily safer back then. I do have some amazing memories of having that freedom, like riding my bike with my best friend to the beach every day during the summer with only $1 in my pocket. And we could spend the whole day there, and I will never forget those are like special memories to me of just being at the beach, going, and like we would tie the mussels to the strings and catch the crabs and put them in the bucket and just have some French fries for the whole day, and that's all we ate. And there was a water fountain if we were thirsty, and we just hung out at the beach and had an amazing time swimming and tanning, and I getting all kinds of exercise from riding our bikes. But as much as I have all of these not so great memories, as far as safety goes, that those memories of riding my bike and being able to have that freedom, I wouldn't take that back, because that was an amazing time. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, it's time for birthdays. Y'all ready to celebrate? Let's do it.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, everybody. I want to mention really quickly, I did see this, totally forgot to bring it up earlier, and I had made a note on my birthdays list today. But Andrew McCarthy, actor Andrew McCarthy, I saw him on the Drew Barrymore show recently and caught a clip this morning. He has written a book called Who Needs Friends? An Unscientific Examination of Male Friendship Across America. You might remember Andrew McCarthy from Pretty in Pink, Mannequin, Weekend at Bernie's, St. Elmo's Fire. Like, he's been in a ton of incredible movies and TV shows. And this particular, this book is really interesting to me, especially after we've done the friendship paradox. But this is specifically looking at male friendship in America. And I just think it's something that's totally needed. So I wanted to mention that. Check out that book again. Who Needs Friends? An Unscientific Examination of Male Friendship Across America by Andrew McCarthy. So go check that out as well. I'm definitely going to get a copy and read through that. So birthdays today. Ladies, Shamar Moore has a birthday today, 56 years old, from the show Criminal Minds, among other things. Had a lovely conversation, by the way. If you go check out the episode 1 of the Breakthrough Show with Merrick McCarthy, who is an actor, he worked with Shamar Moore and told the whole story about how all the girls he went to high school with were bugging him for a picture with Shamar on set. So definitely go check that out. Also, Luther Vandross, who passed away in 2005, had a birthday today as well. Carmen Electra, that's another name from our 90s throwbacks, 54 years old today. Actress Jessica Lange is 77 years old today. A good friend of yours now since 90s Con, Joey Lawrence, is the big 50 today. The big 50 years old today, Joey Lawrence.
Woohoo!
Nothing my love can't fix for you, Joey. Okay. I listened to that song so much.
Oh, way too much. Way too much.
And also actor Crispin Glover, who played George McFly in the Back to the Future movies, among other things. He was also in Charlie's Angels, etc. 62 years old today. And the celebrities in my life, Lonnie Robinson, who passed away, but also Mary Collins, friend from high school days and friend today. Happy birthday, Mary Collins. Anybody you're celebrating today, Danielle?
So coming up, on the 28th, my youngest, Alex, is going to be 15, which is crazy and wild. But yeah, it's so wild.
It is. Oh my gosh, 50. Holy cow.
I know. Do you know, I was watching little toddler videos of him over the weekend, and I was bawling my eyes out.
I know.
So sad.
Yeah, I had a moment. I didn't even mention this either, you guys. Sky finished school yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, he finished school. It's been a long road, but I was so proud of him for getting it done. And Marjean's gonna finish this year too.
Wow.
And I know, and I'm just having a moment over here.
It goes by so fast.
It does. Don't know what's going on, guys. Okay, back to our birthdays. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shamar, Luther, Carmen, Jessica, Joey, Crispin, Mary, Lonnie, and Alex. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. We hope you have an absolutely fabulous celebration coming up later on this week. On the Breakthrough Show Network, we have all of our amazing co-working sessions. We have poetry reading tomorrow night with Kat. We have lots of amazingness that goes on. In addition to our shows, we also have, Olivia Ambani is going to be on Wednesday. We're going to talk about going with the flow. And I have a solo episode with you guys coming up on Friday. Also, Wednesday is my husband's birthday, so we'll be celebrating that this week as well. It'll be fun. Yes, it's good. All right. Anything you have going on you want to share with the people? I hope you get to feeling 100% soon, because it's lousy just not to feel 100%.
It's not fun for me, but I will say my husband has been doing an amazing job taking care of me. So
well done, Miguel. Because if I got any other reports, I would have to drive up there. Is what it would be.
When your husband can actually hold your hair back, put it in a ponytail while you're vomiting, that's always nice.
Yes, we love that. We love that. Yes, my husband took me to the cemetery yesterday, and we love when the husbands step up and good caretakers. That's what it is. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. I'll be back with you on Wednesday with Olivia Ambani. And until then, Danielle and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.